stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. I'm still sharing. All right. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful. That song that's going around with that kid from Africa. I'm presuming it's Africa. I love it. I love it. I like what the Kiefer did to it. Everybody else was copying, right? All right. I usually give it to about 3-minute mark, but I'm going to go ahead and get started a little bit quicker today. As I'm supposed to be unpacking with my wife right now. My wife and my niece, they're unpacking. So you may hear a little bit of noise. So, we'll get to that. Let's do some introductions. We're almost at the 3-minute mark anyway. I do not anticipate this is going to be very long, probably 10 minutes. All right, welcome to Daily Trudge. I'm Dion. I always have been. Please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. And let's get on to healthy boundaries. What are healthy boundaries? It's always the question. Google always has good answers. It took it away. Let's get some examples. Oh, here. What are the 7 boundaries? 7 types of boundaries. All right, so the first type of boundary is a physical boundary. Right? I'm also going to pull one other thing up here. All right. Okay. Because in order for us to have healthy boundaries, we're going to need a skill. We're gonna need a couple skills, but one skill you're going to need is what's called Man, I'm so sorry. It's called assertiveness. Right? I don't stitch my videos one take, my friends. I've never redone. That's why you don't see cutoffs in my videos. Nope. It looks like the people are showing up. So we've just gotten started. Hey, Ingrid, good to see you. I know. And thank you for letting me know that. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do. But do know that I am making some moves, and you're going to be able to catch me on more than just this now. Okay? I'm going to sit down and solve that problem. If people don't know that I'm live, it doesn't work. So thank you, Ingrid, I know you probably don't like being the bearer of bad news, but it helps me a lot. So a skill that you're going to need, that we are going to need in order to have healthy boundaries, is called assertiveness. Okay, there's passive, there's aggressive, there's passive aggressive, and then there's assertiveness. All right, that's awesome, Ingrid. Did you get my Dishwalla message? I love Dishwalla. J.R. Richards is my second favorite singer, and I actually got to give him my 2-year chip. I did a couple of years ago. It was so cool. I had to meet Dan Stiles. I got to, yeah. And then I met the I met the full band because J.R. Richards isn't the lead singer anymore at the Soiled Underground. I was pretty drunk, but I got all their signatures, had a great time with them. So, all right, let's get back to assertiveness. Oh, then you better give me the shirt. I'm over here running your mouth here. Okay, I must have read the shirt wrong. I thought it said dishwalla. All right, let's get down to assertiveness before Dion embarrasses themselves more. There's another door, Kitty. All right. Assertiveness is a healthy way of communicating. It is the ability to speak up for ourselves that is honest and respectful. Another way that we put this is the other way that we put this. Now you threw me on. You were wearing it at the meeting on Friday. So whatever shirt that was, I thought it said dishwalla. Right. And Jill, hi, good to see you. Sorry, I'm switching back and forth on pages here. And Ingrid's really good at messing with my ADHD. Scroll. All right. So it's the ability to speak for ourselves in a way that is honest and respectful. Every day we're in situations where being assertive can help us, like asking someone on a date, approaching a teacher with a question, or doing well on a college interview. Okay. It's okay. At least we had a fun conversation about it. Right. So no biggie. Assertiveness also goes along with advocating for yourself. Okay. But you got to advocate the right way. Okay. Sometimes we get a little pissy, but you got to advocate for yourself the right way. And I found, I have a couple good examples on this. So I go through a lot of neck pain. And I have to go get shots for them, right? And when early in my sobriety, it was really bad because I carried a lot of stress. The angrier I am, the more my neck hurts. Now you know why I deal, right? Anger can cause pain. That's why one of the reasons I don't like being angry, because then I do this and I tense up. Even when I go to a massage therapist, they're like, God, I'm like, can you press it harder, please? That feels so good. So anyway, I went to go get my shots, right? That's right. Can't be aggressive. People don't like aggressive, right? In everything that we do. And assertiveness isn't that hard to accomplish. It's a mindset. And if you've been through the steps, assertiveness is just going to be a natural thing for you now. You may not even realize that you're doing it. So I went in to go get my shots, and I checked in with the nurse. And the nurse said, Mr. Miller, I'm sorry to let you know that you are at the wrong location. And in my head, the first saying that went through it is, I know I picked the right location. I know. All right. But here's the thing. Yeah, I was in a lot of pain. I couldn't even move my head. And, but that doesn't give me the right to take my anger out on this person. And I told her, you know what? Human mistake, your side, my side, I don't know. But if you could get me in, if you guys could get me in, I would appreciate it. Because I'm in a lot of pain. And the doctor was standing right there. I didn't know because I couldn't move my head. And he says, you know what? People don't come in here and do that. I was in and out in 45 minutes. Right? 45 minutes. Because I decided not to be a jerk to this person. Right? Justifiable anger is probably the worst when it comes to healthy boundaries, right? Right. Now, even if this person has done you wrong, We don't get into name calling or saying what they do and or whatever. Oh, I expect an amends. If you're expecting an amends from somebody, just don't ever expect amends from anybody. Okay? Learn how to live with learn how to live with delayed gratification. Okay? Because the day will probably never come. Okay? Let's look a little bit more at assertiveness. I thought this was going to be like 10 minutes, and I've just gotten started. All right. What are 5 assertive behaviors? There's a good one. They have confidence in themselves. All right. Confidence. What's confidence for us? Faith. Faith is confidence, right? The more faith I have, the more courage I have, the more I can walk through life's turmoils without getting caught up in them. Right? So number one, see how this is already working for us because it's the right way to do it. Okay. So confidence in yourself. Hey, look, I'm doing much better. Okay. Confidence isn't, oh man, I'm badass and I'm this and I'm that. No, that's not confidence. That means you're okay with who you are, good and bad. That's confidence, I think. I It says Facebook user, so I'm not sure who it is, but welcome. And every time I guess, I'm wrong, so I'm done guessing. All right. They respect they respect the opinion of others. Okay? You can not agree with something and still respect it. Respecting somebody else's opinion just means you allow them to have it without doing anything. Okay? I call this picking your battles. You get to pick your battles, man. You don't really sit down and argue with somebody about something that just, it's a difference of opinion. There's no difference. Okay? You're allowed to have your own opinion. Did you know that I have friends that voted for a different president than me? Yeah. I don't care. So they're allowed to have that opinion. Now, if that opinion is about me, that's shit talk. That's not an opinion. Okay. We'll get to that. Assertive people have the ability to validate others' feelings. That means we meet others where they're at. We got an answer for all these. We're doing this. See how you're already doing this. See how you're already assertive. That is the program in action. That's the program working in your life. Okay. Not even just necessarily God. That's you. That's you growing. That's you growing. It's turned into something much different than I anticipated, which is fine with me. Assertive individuals are good listeners. Yep. If you're talking with if I'm talking with somebody and while I'm talking they start talking, I'm pretty much done because you're not listening. Okay? If I stopped and listened to you, then it needs to be reciprocated. That's how communication works. Okay? I'd also like to bring this up. Okay? Nah, never mind. What people do in meetings, and I just see a lot of people coloring and doing other stuff, but some people can do that. I can't. So I do want to ask that people take off their hats when we're talking to God, though. When we're praying in the rooms, please take off your hat. That has to do with respect to God. Just take off your damn hat. All right. Problem solving and compromise. So, an assertive person, okay, well, let's say something has happened, okay, and Assertive person will say, this happened and I felt this way, and here's a solution. Assertive people live in the solution. Are you living in the solution? You're being assertive. You're being assertive. Now let's get to boundaries. There are 7 types of boundaries here. I am going to cover 6 of them. There's one here that I'm not willing to cover. So, all right. Physical boundaries, which I think goes with the other one anyway. Physical boundaries, like hugging, touching. Okay. I don't go up and just hug somebody unless I know it, like my wife. But if I don't really know a person, I'm going to ask, can I have a hug? I'm going to ask. That is a boundary. Some people don't like being touched. I'm one of those people. There are some people I don't want touching me. I don't know why. I just don't. Okay? It makes me feel uncomfortable. Okay? Can I have a hug? I'm not really a hugger. I'd be hand to give you a fist bump. Is that cool? I still love you. Assertive. I'm not comfortable with that. Advocating. Nothing wrong with it. If they have a problem with it, something was already up. Poof. There's your answer. Okay. So be aware of people's physical boundaries. Okay. I even know it's like if I'm sitting next to somebody, if I see them kind of move over a little bit from me, what I will do is lean the other way so that they can have their comfort space. I don't mind. Right? Yeah. Yeah. And I bet they appreciate it too because nobody ever asked. We don't think of it. We weren't really brought up to ask for permission to do that, were we? No. Instead, we're forced to give hugs. I hate that. I hate it. When I was a little kid, hug your uncle. No, I don't want to hug my uncle. He hugs me weird. Do not force your children to hug people that they don't want to hug. Sometimes my grandchildren don't feel like being hugged on, so I leave them alone. Okay. Emotional or mental boundaries. I think that's probably the biggest one for people in recovery. That's usually what I see, right? So, somebody dumps in a meeting. You can't do that. Shut up. Okay. Okay. Do I go for dumping in meetings? Okay. But dumping is something entirely different. Dumping means you come in all the time with the same problem and you just don't live in the solution. You're never looking for a solution. You just want to run your mouth. Okay. So, yeah, let people talk. Oh, you're past your 3 minutes. Get the fucking cares. Right? Especially if it's a new person. If I have a person under 90 days, I let them say what they want. Okay? They don't know the rules. They got to learn the rules. No, they don't. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. You don't even have to stop drinking. Just a desire. See? It isn't just our own boundaries. But when we have healthy boundaries with other people, ours become automatic. Okay? So when we're thinking of others, for me anyway, when I'm thinking of others and maybe their boundaries, it's a little bit easier for me to set mine because it's a cooperative thing. It's a cooperative thing. Ah. Spiritual or religious boundaries. Do I really need to? I don't think I need to cover that one, do I? Respect other people's higher power. Respect other people's recovery. Well, they're not in AA, then they're not in it. So, well, they're in smart recovery. So, nothing wrong with smart recovery. Okay. Um, what we have to remember is that my route of recovery isn't for everybody. I have to remember that. That whereas here's a good example. Whereas I was taught to do one 4-step, some people like to go in for a yearly checkup and do that. Either way, there's nothing wrong with it. That is personal. That is your spirituality and that is your relationship with God. And if that's what you do to get closer, hallelujah. Then do it, please, if that's what you need. But everybody's allowed to have their own. Okay. And when we do that right now, think about it, do it right now. You're going to feel some alleviation. I'm feeling it, right? You're getting a feeling in your tummy, aren't you? Time boundaries. I'm big on time boundaries. If you say that you're going to meet me at 2 o'clock, you best be there at 2 o'clock or 1:55. That's how I am. I don't like running late. I don't even like being late to the dentist or the doctor. I know I'm going to sit there for another 30 minutes, but it's respectful. It's 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 a healthy boundary. Um, now I'm weird on time also, right? Like if somebody tells me I'll be there in a little bit, I have no idea what that means, and it bothers me, and I will get anxiety over it. I need a time, and it's a boundary that people need to respect, or I can't, you know, call you in 15 minutes. Yeah, I will call you in 15 minutes. Even, even, you know, even, yeah, that's a time thief. I know what you're talking about, Joe. What was I going to bring up with that? Oh, no. It'll probably come back around to me, though. No, it was kind of important with time. But, respecting other people's time and the things that they need to get done. That wasn't it, but non-negotiable boundaries. I'm not clear on that. Okay. All right. It would drive me crazy. I'll be there anywhere from an hour to 6 months. I'm looking more into this because I don't understand the last boundary, so I want to non-negotiable boundaries. So non-negotiable boundaries are deal breakers, things you can absolutely have in order to feel safe. Okay, they usually pertain to safe. So creating safe spaces, that's what it is. Non-negotiable. Okay, I get it. Levels of anonymity. Okay, anonymity is great in this situation. I can recover out loud as much as I want or as little as I want, whatever. I cannot recover you out loud. Okay, that's what anonymity is. I don't care if you break your own anonymity. Anonymity is about the other person, not you. Okay, create your own anonymity. So I have found that the best way to do that is to find the correct arenas to say the right things. Okay. And I've had to deal a lot with different arenas since I've started this. I'm actually creating two more arenas right now. One with Monty Man at Take 12, and Mark Hope and I are starting a new series in the next couple months. And that one's called, what is it called? I don't remember. I have it written down somewhere. Right? And those are going to be different arenas to talk about other things than this. This is mostly my experience, strength, and hope, and quite often my opinion. So then the other arenas are different, but it's about creating safe spaces, and this is a safe space for us. I get bombers every now and again, like once a year. But the thing is, they come on, it doesn't bother me. So they just don't do it anymore. I don't get too many people that, I don't have trolls. I just don't. So, I don't know why. But it's about meeting people where they're at, having, an understanding. So, healthy boundaries. Okay, I'll give you a good example of how this was a healthy boundary, but it was done passive aggressively. Weird, huh? So, when I was drinking, my mom used to tell me, Dion, I love you, but I love you from over there. It still hurts. Don't get me wrong. My mom's my mom, and she has her boundaries. She didn't want to sit around and watch her son die. Okay. But it could have been approached a little bit differently, right? I'm not picking on my mom. I'm not. Because Mother's Day is coming up and I don't want to get in trouble. I love my mom. I'm a mama's boy. And that's why that hurt so much. It was tough love. She was trying another trick to get me sober. I knew it at the time. So, hi, Patricia. It's good to see you. Unfortunately, I'm just wrapping up. Um, so, um, yeah, so stick with those healthy boundaries. And if you work the steps, you're going to find that you already have assertiveness. You're not the same person that you were, right? Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ingrid. It was a great trudge. What a great trudge. All right. I'm going to go unpack. I love you guys. Peace out and have a day. Bye bye.